All right, thank you to Barrister Team. Well, we cannot indeed get enough of the Wednesday's interview because part of my take home, my highlight for that, based on what you're saying right now, is the part where Professor Lennox challenged the charges against these three, asking who are the terrorists, and in fact, emphatically stating that it is certainly not these three who are indicted, but the dictator being supported by the United States that claims to support democracy and against totalitarianism. Yet the leader of the war-torn Cameroons is someone who has usurped power for over 40 years. I like how he gave his own sense and would I say debunk the fact that they were already tagged terrorists in his own view. He called them certainly not to be because they're just people, like you have said, protecting their rights and defending their home. So, in conclusion, I'd just like to get what can Ambazonia do as a collective to free not just this Kansas City's three, but also every other prisoners of war. In your own opinion, what would you say Amazonia can do as a collective to free the Kansas City three and the other prisoners of war? I should throw this question over to you, Barrister John. So,
Yes, let me tell you that there's a difference between the justice system in the United States and the justice system in La République du Cameroon. Our prisoners of war, more than 2,500 to 3,000 that are still languishing in La République jails in Cameroon. The only way, as I said in previous shows, the only way is for us when we negotiate with La République du Cameroon, we will ask for a level playing field such that our prisoners will be released first before we continue with the negotiation. We are not putting it as a precondition because the negotiations have said without precondition. But when you get to the table, for us to have a level playing field, there should be some exchange of prisoners of war. It happens in every war. It happens in every war. Release our people, and among those people that you may be releasing, some of them may join us here on the negotiating table. So release our people first, so that we can talk from the same level playing field. The difference between them and the Kansas City 3 is that we are talking about a country where the rule of law is respected by everybody from top to bottom. That's the United States. Nobody is above the law in this country that we live in. And this country has also put in their constitution the rights of everybody. And that is mostly enshrined in the 14th Amendment. And that 14th Amendment, you have the due process of the law. And due process of the law means everybody who comes before the law, the court, is treated equally as the others. And in the case of pre-trial detention, because there's no trial yet, these people have never had a date of trial assigned to them. So more than a year today. They have been sitting in jail for almost, it will soon be 18 months. It has never happened in the United States. Why can they not put them on bail? Have they told you that they are incapable of paying their bail bonds? You should be put on bail. Now that you have already violated their due process law, they are entitled to liberation. And that is why, of course, I'm not a member of the bar here, and I think my senior colleague is not. We would have, by now, they would have filed a motion to dismiss this matter based on the violation of the due process of the law. But the lawyers handling it, they know why they are not doing it. So I cannot second guess them. But what I'm saying is that their rights have been violated. They have been sitting in pre-trial detention for more than a year as prescribed by the law. 6 months renewable once. At least they don't have a date to appear in court that we know of. No. And we are now in April. of 2024. People who were arrested in November 2022. There's something wrong here. That's why I also said that we the Judicial Council, I'm proposing to the chair that we put up a letter to the Attorney General of this country and copying him, giving him the same genocide library and asking why our people are being treated differently from others when they are US citizens like everybody else. So, Madam, to conclude about your question, the prisoners of war that La Republic is keeping are different from the Kansas City 3. So we have to treat one and treat the other as it comes.
Barsafru?
Yes.
Barsafru, can you hear me? Okay, so
I can hear you.
You don't think the Kansas City 3 case, if all of these petitions are made and actions are taken, because definitely when these cases look into, certainly they would look deeper into the root cause of these 3 being indicted, and it will certainly get to the root, which is the war in the Cameroons, how it all started and everything. You think it would not impact the prisoners of war in the Cameroons?
Of course, it will impact, and that will bring us to the end of the war. The end result will be the end of the war, and at the end of the war, the parties must sit down and negotiate.
Negotiation.
Yes, and the way La Republic functions, the way they have locked up our people and they have passed them through their military tribunals, it's very repressive. It's not as the free country that we're living in. That's a distinction I'm making. But when we fight and release the Kansas City 3, that repercussion will be carried forward to the war on the ground, and for the system, for powerful nations like the United States will have to fight to bring about the end of the war. That's why the introduction of the Genocide Library is so important, so that you should see exactly what has happened to the English-speaking people of the southern to the southern Cameroon's Ambazonian citizens, slaughtered by La République du Cameroon for no good reason, and they are all civilians. That would be that impact. I'm telling you that the Genocide Library will create an impact on these men of the law, and they will react, and they will start digging into why did this happen, and of course that will lead to the release of our other prisoners during the negotiating process or before. It will depend on how the case evolves. That's why I make the distinction between the Kansas City 3, because they are in a free world, and their rights have been violated by the free world, as opposed to a dictatorial regime of the La République du Cameroon that has held our people for years now. Some are there for more than 7-8 years, no trial.